Perfiles, and we're with a very special guest today. His name is Peter De Baaij, and he's the operation manager of Cirque du Soleil Varekai, the one that is right here in Guadalajara. Here's my friend Manuel, and how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Welcome to Guadalajara, man. So, tell us about Varekai, man. Here's, the people were expecting this for almost a year. I don't know how long you've been out here, but we are surprised that it makes a lot of success here. How do you feel?
This time of year, we were not really supposed to come here this time of year. We always try to avoid the rainy season. This time we really had no choice. We're like, let's try it. It's right at the end of summer holiday. Let's see how people react. And actually people come. They still come. They are a little bit late, but that's not unusual in Mexico. But no. But it's just, there's a much more relaxed attitude and atmosphere to everything. So we know that, so we anticipate on that. If we're short people, we just wait with the show a little bit.
Okay, excellent.
Great. Tell us about you and how do you start working at Cirque du Soleil and why?
It's been now 12 years that I've been with the company. I was in the Netherlands, where I'm from. I had a job. I was 24 years old. It was a 9-to-5 job, Monday to Friday, and my whole life was planned. Tuesday night was paying the bills, Wednesday dinner with mom, Thursday laundry, and it became I was getting bored, and I was like, is this really it until I'm 65, I'm gonna retire? So a friend of mine that I went to university with, she called me that there was a job at Cirque du Soleil. I went on the interview, tried it for 6 months, and then gave up my apartment, and 12 years later I'm still here.
And you loved it.
I still love it. It's an amazing experience.
That's great. That's great. So we know that in Cirque du Soleil, creativity is like the most important thing, almost one of the most important things. So, what's creativity for you?
I think anyone who does creativity, you need to be able to do something special. A lot of people say like the artist at Cirque du Soleil. And I say, no, you're a performer until you do something so different. Show me that you can do that and I will call you an artist. And I think that's the best part of Cirque. It is something so different. And when I see that, I love to see that. But you have it on the street. You see people on the street performing at intersections, whatever they do. It's creativity. You do something new, you do something you're passionate about. So for me, that's the same thing. Do something you're passionate about, and that's the creativity.
Great. Yeah, well, that's true. Like, you see creativity everywhere.
So, bro, I have a question for you right now. Because, being on the Cirque du Soleil, it's kind of a tough profession. You have to be traveling all around the world, many countries per month, I guess. I don't know how much you travel, but I think you seems like a very family guy. How do you feel when you're away from your family? Being away is being a trouble for you?
In the beginning, it was. When I left home, I am a family person, and my family, my mother, my sister and I were very close. We love spending time together. We do vacations together. So when I went on tour, I was like, maybe 6 months and I'm gonna miss them too much. But the people on tour become a new family for you. You work together, you live together. When you get sick, normally your mom will help you out, and now it's really a colleague. They come over, they help you with food, they help you with medical appointments, but you still miss that, and I will always miss that. It's been 12 years of living out of suitcases, and I still miss my family, and whenever they come to visit or I go home, it's difficult. My mother still cries every time I go away.
Oh my, but she can, your mom, your sister and your father can also come with you to the tour sometimes?
My family comes to visit, my sister and her husband with the children,
Right.
My mother as well. She has been, in 12 years, I think she's been to 10 different countries to visit me.
Wow.
And just 6 weeks ago, I all brought them to the Riviera Maya in the Yucatan, just for a 2-week family vacation. So no, they love to travel, and I love bringing them out to where I am.
That's fun and support, man.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, we're gonna come back in a couple of minutes, and we'll ask Peter another couple of questions that you were being interesting about. We'll come back.
And we're back in Perfiles. We're our very special guest, Peter De Baaij. What are your expectations with the people that goes? You expect them to be happy, you expect them to be interested. How do you manage that?
For me, being in South America, this is the first time I've done a South American tour with Cirque. It's been 2 years, and I actually like it. It's nice to see a different country and a different region, to see how people react to the show. We have countries or we have regions where people come to the show and they all leave and they're very quiet. They watch the whole show, at the end of the show they applaud and then they move on. And then you have areas where people applaud every 5 minutes after every act. And it's really nice to see the difference. Japan is one of them where people do not talk or react during the show. And at the end they go crazy. They have flowers and gifts for the artists.
Wow.
Here it's nice to see that people are already excited when they arrive. And I've said this a lot to people. The show doesn't start in the big top. The show starts when people arrive at the tent, they park their cars, they walk in. It needs to be that whole experience. Mm-hmm. That's what Cirque du Soleil. It's not just that show.
Well, I bet you have had a lot of experiences and a lot of different, I don't know, like in all the shows and everything. So can you tell us what motivates you and, I don't know, like an experience you have?
We were in Costa Rica a couple of months ago where the show was our first time going there. And a colleague of mine called me to come to the tent. There was a little boy, 8-year-old boy, and he was sick. And she asked, can we do something? The boy didn't ask for anything, and a friend of his family was there with him. They didn't ask for anything, but we knew he was sick because he was, the woman who was escorting him was with our promoter, with our partner. And I said, okay, so what's the story with this little boy? And she told me, well, he's sick, he has cancer. And that's what I knew at the time. So I asked our artistic team if there was any way of having a picture with him and the artist, because he really wanted that as one of his wishes. So that was okay. So I took the boy with his escort, this woman, to the backstage. And while the boy is having pictures taken, she tells me that there's no more treatment for him. And he has maybe 2 more months to live. And looking at this little boy and looking at the happiness in his face, and he knew that he was this sick. He knew there was no more chance for him. And from his eyes was pure happiness and content with what he was experiencing. And I'm like, no matter what the problems in life are, nothing is worth this. So a good friend of mine was there with me, and it became very emotional for us. And I looked at him and we told him, you know what, make sure that every single day you find that one little bit of happiness, just even if it's a second.
Well, and for people that are watching us right now, what would you tell them that like to follow their dreams, or how can they get inspired from you?
I've met throughout Cirque, and I've met so many people who you see are not happy. You see that there's much more in them, and everyone has that. Everyone has those moments like, I wish I was doing this, I wish I was a musician, I wish I was an artist, I wish I was drawing, or I wish I would have the nerve to sing in the middle of the street. Just do it. Follow that dream.
Well, this is it for this episode right now of Perfiles. We have it here, Bárbara Navarro, Manuel Cantarero, our very special guest, Peter De Baaij. Thank you so much, and see you next week.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank
you,
guys.
Peter. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, man. See you next time. Thank you.